Hello everyone, welcome back to the Frontline Report channel. Please subscribe and like my videos. Today we're diving deep into what may be Ukraine's biggest strike ever, an assault so powerful it reportedly obliterated a Russian headquarters, reshaping battlefield perceptions almost overnight. It begins with the story of a sudden flash in the night sky, an audible crack like thunder rolling across a distant horizon. In one moment calm, the next a shockwave. That wave slammed into the Russian command hub, ripping walls apart, shattering windows, scattering debris, and leaving nothing but smoldering ruin where once soldiers strategized. Locals later told reporters they saw fires burning through the night, the glare visible from miles away. News outlets globally scrambled to confirm, was this the single most devastating strike Ukraine has ever launched? Exterior, the first visuals flood in aftermath in wide shots. The roof has collapsed, structural beams twisted like metal spaghetti. Black smoke curls upward, walls are punctured with crater-sized holes, the landscape around is littered with smashed vehicles, ruined guard posts, craters, and scorched earth. Farther back you see the command bunker half buried, its facade blasted away. Surrounding satellite dishes and antennae lean broken, shattered glass litters the grounds. The kill zone radius seems massive, trees uprooted, fences mangled. In twilight, the site looks apocalyptic. Debris field, exposed wiring, skeleton of a building. Inside the wreck, corridors are gutted, offices once lined with maps, communications gear, desks, monitors now all destroyed, shredded papers drift in ash, burned, through wiring, ruined servers, overturned chairs. Concrete floors cracked and stained. The command rooms show scorch marks, ceiling panels torn away, steel beams exposed to the sky. It feels like walking through the shell of an old ruin, only days old. Voices of rescue teams echo, footsteps crunching over broken tiles. Performance operational effect. This wasn't a symbolic strike. Reports suggest Ukraine used a combination of long-range missiles, precision, guided munitions, and possibly drone swarms to overwhelm the Russian defenses. Multiple warheads hit simultaneously, saturating air defenses. That coordination meant redundant hits. If one missile was shot, another got through. The result, command nodes disabled, communications severed, leadership disrupted. Local Russian units lost real-time guidance, supply lines faltered. The psychological shock alone lingers. If they can hit my HQ, what about my front line? Analysts estimate this strike may have degraded Russia's ability to coordinate for days, maybe weeks. Safety features, defensive mitigation. Now, from the Russian side, what defensive features existed and how they failed. The HQ likely had layered air defenses surfaced, where missiles, radar, electronic countermeasures, possibly anti-drone systems. But the strike may have exploited blind spots, timing windows, and saturation tactics so that some missiles slipped through. Reports suggest decoys and multiple flight profiles were used, low approach trajectories, high-speed, stealthy routes. Also, suppression of enemy air defenses, seed tactics might have preceded the strike, blinding radar nodes. Judging by the damage, those safety systems were either destroyed first or overwhelmed. The strike then cascaded. In effect, Russia's protective measures either lacked redundancy or were circumvented by superior tactics. Unique selling points, what makes this strike exceptional. First, scale. This wasn't a hit on an outpost, it was the heart of command operations. The devastation is unmatched in recent months. Second, precision plus volume. Combining surgical targeting with massed suppression means high damage, low waste. Third, psychological impact. Striking leadership centers sends a message, demoralizes, disrupts. Fourth, this strike shows evolving Ukrainian capabilities. Long reach, coordination, real-time intel convergence. Fifth, its timeliness, hitting when the Russians least expected, perhaps during a window of vulnerability or transition. Interior short, walking inside, the scene is hushed except for rescue teams. A command room now open to the sky, control panels melted, cables dangling, papers singed. One corridor shows a blown doorway, walls cracked, blackened by blast. You glimpse the remnants of strategy maps smeared with soot, a destroyed radio console, wires torn from walls. The silence inside is chilling. Price and cost in terms of resources and strategic risk. While this isn't a commercial product, the price can be thought of in munitions expenditure, intelligence assets, risk exposure, political blowback, and lives. Ukraine likely expended top-tier missiles, drone assets, surveillance overhead, and risked counterattack or escalation. It also required intelligence penetration, infiltration of Russian air defense maps, and real-time targeting updates. But the payoff is huge. Crippling a hub of command is far more valuable than countless smaller strikes. The cost-benefit ratio appears heavily in favor of Ukraine, especially if this disables Russian coordination for critical periods. Conclusion: this strike may represent a turning point, not just tactically but psychologically. It demonstrates that Ukraine is shifting from defensive attrition to bold, strategic blows aimed at the enemy's brain, not just brawn. The scale, precision, and audacity force Russia to reassess where its vulnerability lies. If such operations become more frequent, we could see the dynamic of the war change. Front lines become fluid, command nodes retreat, leadership becomes more hidden, and the war shifts into a more indirect, asymmetric mode. Whether Russia can rebuild or relocate command centers fast enough remains to be seen. But for now, Ukraine has claimed a headline, making potentially war, altering victory. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe and like if you want more deep frontline reporting.